It's called Trial by Fury, raising some doubts for some about the Scott Peterson guilty verdict. You may remember that Peterson was convicted in 2004 of murdering his wife Lacey and their unborn son 2 years earlier. Prosecutors allege that his motive for those murders was to escape married life and his impending fatherhood. Well, the documentary examines the boundary lines between news and entertainment, and it suggests that the media, the public, and the police were all complicit in convicting Peterson when there really, it claims, wasn't enough evidence against him. Peterson is currently on death row. So, does the film raise any credible points? Our legal panel, Jonas Gilmore joins us, former prosecutor, criminal defense attorney, and Heather Hansen, a trial attorney. Welcome to you both. Well, I mean, you got the jury and you've got the legal process, and you can say that they were all brainwashed by the media, the police, the prosecutors, and that's why he's on death row.
And that's my frustration with this. Listen, you can make whatever movies you want, you have the First Amendment rights, but to try to say that this jury got it wrong in the media as opposed to through the appellate process is just plain wrong. There are appeals going on, and the appeals are based on actual legal reasons, none of which are raised in this movie. This movie is just really an attempt to do what Serial and Making a Murderer did, and trying to just dredge up enough support to perhaps influence the legal process.
You know, sometimes these investigations, if it's a legitimate, objective, journalistic investigation, can raise points about a case and free a guilty person.
It can. And, you know, back in the day, I wrote about this case extensively, and whenever I suggested that Scott Peterson might not be guilty or that there wasn't enough evidence to convict, I almost had to put myself in the witness protection program because I would get so much hate mail. This was a really polarizing case. But when you look at it strictly through criminal defense goggles, and you look and you examine the evidence, there are pieces that are missing, Eric. There are pieces that are missing. That's not to say that he's not guilty.
What do you mean by that?
All right, like, for example, we were talking in the green room. How did he do it? How did he kill her? What weapon did he use? Did he strangle her? Did he stab her? Did he shoot her? How did Scott Peterson kill his wife?
But the thing is, and Jonna has said this many times, circumstantial evidence is enough. And this jury found that it was enough. The only thing that I did find was interesting through this whole movie that's being made is the idea that the phones were just starting to be used as far as text messages and social media, and a lot of that was allowed into the courtroom. This jury was not sequestered. So there is arguably some sort of argument to be made that there was some influence there. But again,
that's part of the appeal.
It is part of the appeal, but it is not something that should be raised in movies so much as before a judge. Because you've got to remember, the jurors in this case took this very seriously and gave their time and their lives to this.
Well, they do. And his appeal is currently pending. I don't know what effect this movie might have on that. But that's the other thing. We live now in an age where jurors and witnesses and prosecutors are all able to get 15 minutes of fame if they want to. And I don't think there was a juror in that courtroom that was not going to convict the guy sitting at the defense table because we had a heinous crime, beautiful woman, pregnant with her baby, Christmas time. It couldn't have gotten any
When
worse.
you look at the evidence, what do you think is most important when implicating him?
In implicating him, I almost want to say it was the evidence after the fact when he attempted to get out of Dodge by coloring his hair. Now, that could have also been because people were after him. Like, a lynch mob mentality was happening, and maybe that's why he did that. I'm not sure.
I think people felt that there was a strong motive. He's having an affair. He seems to not like her.
People have affairs.
But I know, listen, he was completely and utterly unlikable. Some of the interviews, when he talked to his mother on the phone and he whistled and
That doesn't make you a murderer to be unlikable.
No, absolutely not. But see, the thing is, with circumstantial evidence, it's like creating a pearl necklace. One pearl at a time, you can create a case, and that's what happened.
And finally, quickly, with making murder, I mean, that has caused a firestorm in that case. Are we now entering a new age where these films can raise questions that may not be journalistically balanced?
Well, I think that absolutely, I mean, you see that Martin Sheen's making an OJ movie to prove that he was not guilty. I think that now people like to second guess. They want to recreate the crime and try to find little pieces. There's always, nothing is perfect. No crime is perfect, no defense is perfect.
There's an entertainment factor there, and I get sucked into it all. Serial, Making Murder, I'll get sucked into this. It's the way it is.
Yeah, you're just going to binge watch. All right, we'll see when this movie comes out and see if it actually is legitimate. All right, thanks guys.